you talk about you and Bobby's relationship? Because then would you go to produce with him and DJ with him for his shows? And was it like random one-off stuff, or how that relationship ended up developing?
Bobby's like someone who, like, our relationship is really special just because like we, even before like our first group, like I had known him. I've always known him through music, but like he's someone who's like actually like I consider like my family. You know, I met him I think in like 2009, and we've really been together throughout the entire process.
Right.
Like throughout both of our like, you know, rises to wherever we are. Like we started producing together, and then eventually it was like, okay, he's excelling at a much higher rate. Like he was like amazing from an early age, like from when he was like probably like 16 on.
Right.
He was making like radio quality music just himself. And he bar none is the most amazing musician that I've ever seen.
Damn, really?
Like bar none. Cause he could make the craziest shit that I can think of, and he'll do it to a T. And it's like nothing.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like nothing to him.
That's special.
You know, so some people really are just like made for music. I personally myself, I'm not like that. You know, I'm not like a born like natural musician. He that's something innate with him, I think.
Right.
So he kept making music. Like we did our group thing, the Audio-Prim thing. And then we kind of like drifted apart a little bit after that, kept talking, but you know, he did his own thing. I did my thing. So it's just funny how like we're going full force with this Audio-Prim thing that kind of fizzles out. Then Corbin starts to pop, you know, and he did that kind of on his own.
Was he part of Audio-Prim?
No, but an ironic thing about that is like the last Audio-Prim show, he was there. And he was there, and that's like when he just really liked Bobby.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? He didn't care about anything that we were really doing, but he liked Bobby. So then he dropped that video for Without You or whatever, and that just blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it went nuts.
Yeah, and he didn't even try to do that. He didn't try to make it blow up. It wasn't like a big like covert thing, you know, like and then obviously him and Bobby started working, and then Bobby kind of brought me into that fold. You know, and I never like, I guess I kind of like wasn't even really DJing seriously at that time, but they just needed a DJ, I guess. So I just like started DJing, and like the big reason why I started DJing is because I would just get shows. People would say like, yo, I need a DJ for this. And I was like, all right, I'll do it.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember seeing you on stage DJing for some big rapper. Like you were DJing for them on stage. And I was like, damn, he's even just DJing casually as fuck for like, I don't remember who it was when I saw it, but I remember being blown away by that because everyone's just kind of going to you for it.
I was just known as kind of like a reliable person, I guess. So people would just ask me. And a lot of times like people don't have DJs. DJs aren't really like valued in like the hip hop community that much, at least now. You know, they were before, but now it's just like artists would show up without a DJ.
Right.
So I kind of just got like alley-ooped into those scenarios. A lot of times. Like I DJ'd for Aaron Carter like that. Like Aaron Carter just showed up and he was like, yeah, I don't have a DJ. And he asked me to go on tour with him too. Like, so, and this is when I was DJing for Alan too, like not to like go on another tangent, but like I got to choose between like going with Alan and going with Aaron Carter. And I was like,
so you and Bobby, you're DJing with him and you start doing the shows with them at that point in time?
Yeah, and that's when all that shit kind of started to take off, and then we like moved to Toronto for a little while to work on the Standard album. Then we went on tour. That was like our first time touring. So then we got to see a taste of like what other realms are about. That's when we started moving around. And then that kind of it didn't fizzle, but it's just like everybody kind of went there. Same way with Audio-Prim. It was never like oh, like fuck you, whatever. It was just we all started to do different shit.
Right. You know? When did the Young Gravy shit happen? Because Oliver had a show in LA. I just interviewed him. I went to his show and Young Gravy came out and I was like, who the fuck is that? Because people were going nuts. And then later I see you start posting like, yo, we're doing these shows, and all of a sudden you guys are touring all over the place and that dude's blowing up. Like, how did you all link?
He really like fucked with like Bobby and Corbin and stuff like that. Like he knew of them and he really liked them. And he heard about me from he just told me, he was like, man, every show that I would see in Minnesota, you would be on it. You would be opening. So like I was like aware, he was aware of me from that, you know. So he was like, man, like this dude must be doing something, like he's on every show. Him and Bobby did a show, like super small show at like this venue called the Red Sea. I think that was my first time meeting him, and his DJ like couldn't show up, so I DJ'd for him there. And then it worked out where like he was looking for a DJ at the start of 2019, and he hit me up, and he hit up like a couple people just to like make sure that I was like legit or whatever. And then he asked me, he was like, yo, I want you to DJ, you know, on this tour. And then eventually like we just got super close because we're like so similar, just in like our work styles. Like we're like so on our shit and about our shit. Like we just live this shit. Like
Right.
we don't like do anything else. We just like work, and that's it.
Thanks for listening to this clip. Make sure to listen to the full interview, which is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Hit the subscribe button for more highlights and join our Black with No Cream private community for creators. Links in the description.